The question for a long time now has been whether or not Ben Affleck is done as Batman. He came back for Zack Snyder's Justice League and the Flash movie. Fans had hope he would come back for more with the merger next year, with Discovery taking over Warner Brothers. Maybe Zack Snyder coming back to do Zack Snyder's Justice League 2. Well, Ben Affleck has finally spoken on whether his last appearance will be in the Flash or not, and it's pretty sad. Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, the Viking. Make sure you give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for all this movie news and reviews. But last night it broke that Ben Affleck was done as Batman after the Flash movie. I was on YouTube and Dave the Film Junkie had this new video posted about Ben Affleck being done. I watched it and he said that this has been out for 2 days on a website, but it was behind a paywall, which you would have had to pay for the article or be a subscriber to see it, but he got to see it. Well, he picked it up, nobody else did. And then I went onto Twitter to talk about it, and Flash Film News had all the quotes and everything about it online as well. So look, people were very upset last night. I was one of them, I really was. And look, it's sad. Ben Affleck for me is the greatest Batman of all time. I loved him in Batman v Superman when I first got to see him. When I heard the casting that he was going to be Batman, I was one of the few people who were like, wow, he'll do an amazing job, I can see it. But this article came out last night, and there's a lot to break down in it, and a lot to talk about, and it actually makes the Flash film look more watchable than it previously was. But this is from the article, so let's go through this. His experiences with director Joss Whedon and the pressures of the high-profile role led to a relapse in his drinking, and he pulled out of a planned solo film he was due to write, direct and star in. But he says his experiences doing reshoots for Zack Snyder's Justice League, as well as his time on The Flash, put a really nice finish on my experience with that character. He also had this to say: I have never said this is hot off the presses, but maybe my favourite scenes in terms of Batman and the interpretation of Batman that I have done were in the Flash movie, he says. I hope they maintain the integrity of what we did, because I thought it was great and really interesting. Different, not in a way that is incongruent with the character. Who knows, maybe they will decide that it doesn't work. But when I went and did it, it was really fun and really, really satisfying and encouraging. And I thought, wow, I think I have finally figured it out. So that's what Ben Affleck had to say. So let's tackle the first part of this. He says that Zack Snyder's Justice League and The Flash put a really nice finish on my experience with that character. That sounds like he is finished. That sounds like he's done. He's come to peace with the character, and he thinks that these 2 last iterations are a perfect send-off, which is sad, but you have to respect how Ben Affleck feels about this. And look, the experience at Warner Brothers during Justice League 2017 with Joss Whedon really turned him off it. It was just an overall toxic environment that Joss Whedon created, which kind of went into his personal life with his divorce and alcoholism. It was just a bad time for Ben Affleck overall. But Zack Snyder brought him back for the Snyder Cut, and he was perfect in that. And then he came back for the Flash movie, and he shot his scenes for that. He read the script from Christina Hodson. He liked it. He rewrote some of the material for his character, and now he thinks this is the best version of the character that he has ever done. He has finally nailed the role of Batman. And even though this is sad, even though we would love to see him come back, he's in a happy place right now, and you have to respect that as a fan. Yes, we're all movie fans, we want to see more of this, but you have to look at it from a human standpoint first. You want people to be happy and healthy, and that's exactly what Ben Affleck is. But also, something very interesting about this article that I think was a dig at Warner Brothers, because he had to say this: I hope they maintain the integrity of what we did, because I thought it was great and really interesting, different, but in a way that is incongruent with the character. For me, that's a dig at Warner Brothers, because even though he went back for the Flash movie and everything was perfect, he thought that this is it. This is a great send-off. What they're doing here in the Flash movie is fantastic, but Ben Affleck even admits that the final version of this movie could be very different, because if Warner Brothers tamper with the final edit of this film, then all of that hard work just goes out the window. It's basically a dig and maybe even a threat at WB. Don't touch this film like you did to Batman v Superman, where you cut 30 minutes out of the film. Do not do what you did to Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, for me, The Flash, as of now, can be a great film, but if Warner Brothers go into that film and say change this or add this or cut this, then we have a problem. And they have a track record of doing this. They really, really do. Caddy N has even talked about Birds of Prey. David Ayer, Zack Snyder, multiple Flash directors left. So Warner Brothers' track record doesn't give me much faith in the Flash movie. I'm sure Andy Muschietti and everybody involved did a fantastic job. But then again, if WB stick their nose in, then we could get a very, very different film. And then he closed off saying this: who knows, maybe they will decide that it doesn't work. But when I went and did it, it was really fun and really, really satisfying and encouraging. And I thought, wow, I think I have finally figured it out. And that gives me also some great faith in the Flash movie, that Ben Affleck thinks that this is his best version of Batman, of Bruce Wayne, of the character. And now he thinks that he's finally figured it out, which is a shame for his last appearance. So I don't know how much he's in the Flash movie, because he does have an action sequence. We've seen his stunt double on the streets of Glasgow doing an awesome chase sequence with the Gotham PD. So there's a lot of encouraging factors here, and Ben Affleck could be in the film more than we think, because they have to give enough breathing room to give him the best possible send-off. They do. They can't just bring him in for a minute or two and then say, oh, he's gone now, or he dies, or whatever. It has to mean something. It has to resonate with the audiences for it to actually stick and for it to be a great send-off. So he must be in this film a good majority of the time. And the question is, are they killing off Batfleck? Now that would be very interesting. That would be the first time in movie history that Batman would be killed off entirely. But if you kill off a character, it might not sit well with some people, even though in Ben Affleck's eyes, it's his last appearance as Batman. So I hope they leave it open-ended. I hope maybe they explain why he's gone. Maybe this new universe, this multiverse, creates a new DCU where Michael Keaton's the new Batman and Ben Affleck is just gone. I don't know how they're going to approach it. But I made this tweet last night. In a world where Luke Skywalker, where the original Ghostbusters have come back, where Tobey Maguire came back, where Indiana Jones came back, it's not out of the possibility that Ben Affleck could come back someday. And right now he doesn't feel he needs to, but down the line he might be approached and he might say yes. So never say never. As of right now, he's done after the Flash movie. But if Zack Snyder, who is the reason he came back in the first place, gets to do Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, and Zack was like to Ben, look, I want you back, I think Ben would do it. 100%. If it's a movie or a miniseries, I think he would do it. And if he didn't want to commit to a 6, 7, 8 month shoot, then Zack Snyder's a genius. All these filmmakers and crew are very talented. They could come up with a way to shoot Ben Affleck stuff in a week or 2 weeks or less than a month. And if he didn't want to commit to a 6, 7, 8 month shoot, then he could take a back seat on the Justice League team. He could run operations from the Batcave or go on a side mission with Adam or somebody like that. That would be pretty cool. That way, he wouldn't be in the entire movie and have to commit to a massive shoot. So there definitely is ways that Ben Affleck could return. I have faith that someday he will. I have hope. But as of right now, I'm content that he came back at all, because he did retire back in 2018 as Batman, but he came back for Zack Snyder's Justice League. He came back for the Flash movie. So we have to be grateful of that, because it's better than his last appearance being Justice League 2017. But Luke Skywalker, Tobey Maguire, all these guys came back to the characters that they played years later. So Ben Affleck could definitely come back someday if Zack Snyder was brought back for a Justice League 2 or in some form. So it's sad, it's heartbreaking, but he's my Batman. He's the best Batman of all time, and I'll look forward to seeing him in the Flash movie. he must think that the movie is very respectful to Zack Snyder's universe that he built, to his Batman, if he decided to be in it at all, and if he's talking about this in such a huge way in terms of praise. But there is people right now online who are a little bit in denial. They think that Ben Affleck is just doing this for PR, and he's just saying this, and then if Ben Affleck was able to work with Zack Snyder, then everything would be fine. But look, I think Ben Affleck's being honest here. He right now feels this way. It could change in time. A year from now, things could change, 100%. But as of right now, he says that he is done as the Batman after The Flash. And he thinks that Zack Snyder's Justice League and The Flash were the best possible experiences to give his character the send-off. And he thinks this is his best version of the character. So that's really fascinating. And I'm looking forward to watching him in this movie. But guys, of course, it's hard to swallow this pill, but it's just the way it is. We've gotten Batman v Superman and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Nobody can take that away from us, and we can watch Batfleck's appearances in both of those movies. And I love his character development from Batman v Superman into the Snyder Cut. I think it's beautiful, it's fantastic. One of my favourite comic book movie line deliveries of all time is between Alfred and Batfleck, where Alfred's like, "How do you know he'll come?" And Batfleck's like, "Fate, Alfred, fate." And then they fly off in the plane or whatever it's called. So, awesome. And I think someday he could return, but right now he's just not. But guys, how do you feel about this? It's a sad day to be a DC fan, to be a Batman fan. But in March we have Robert Pattinson. Then we have in November, Michael Keaton returns. He's going to be in Batgirl as well. And we also have Ben Affleck coming back for the Flash movie. So 3 Batmans in 3 movies. Flash, Batman and Batgirl. It's an unbelievable time to be alive. Hopefully the movies are fantastic. They're so much fun. I hope they are big time. But guys, let me know your thoughts about this below. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, how do you feel about Ben Affleck feeling that he is done as Batman right now, and Zack Snyder's Justice League and The Flash were the best possible experiences he could have had to send the character off? And do you think they will kill Batfleck? I don't think so. But then again, if he wants to be done, then they might kill him off. But guys, thanks for watching. Let me know below, and I'll see you in the next video.